Hi, I'm 7. At 63, I never thought I'd be crying in a Spanish cafe with no way home, but that's what happens when you trust the wrong people, even when they're your own flesh and blood. 3 days ago, I was so excited about this trip. My daughter Melissa had suggested we take a girls' trip plus Jack to Barcelona. After her father died last year, I'd been lonely in my big house, and Melissa seemed suddenly interested in spending time with me. Mom, you're going to love Spain. The architecture, the food, it'll be amazing. Jack found this gorgeous rental in the Gothic Quarter. I believed her. I even let Jack handle all the arrangements, the flights, the accommodations, everything. My son-in-law always seemed so organized and capable. 7, you just need to relax and enjoy yourself. You deserve it after everything, Jack told me over dinner the night before our flight. Let us take care of everything. Our first 2 days in Barcelona were magical. We toured La Sagrada Familia, strolled down Las Ramblas, and ate tapas until we couldn't move. Melissa kept taking photos of us together. For the memories, Mom. This is special. This morning, I woke up late. The apartment was silent. Too silent. Melissa? Jack? Nothing. Their room was empty. Beds made, suitcases gone. On the kitchen counter, a note. Sorry, Mom. We needed a break. You've been too demanding lately. We'll see you back home. There's enough cash for you to get dinner tonight. €50. That's what my daughter left me with in a foreign country. No passport. Jack had kept all our documents safe in his travel wallet. No return ticket. They had those too. No credit cards. I'd been using cash because Melissa said it was safer. I called her cell, straight to voicemail. Melissa, what's going on? Where are you? I don't understand. Please call me back. After 4 more desperate calls, I stumbled outside, completely lost. That's when I found Elena's cafe. I must have looked awful because she came right over. You okay, Senora? Sit, sit. Coffee on me. Her English was perfect, thank God. My daughter and her husband left me here. They took everything. My passport, my tickets home. Elena's eyes widened. This is criminal. They cannot do this. I don't know what to do. I only have €50. First, we call police, then American Embassy. She let me use her phone since mine wouldn't work internationally without Jack's travel hotspot. American Embassy. How can I help you? My name is Seven Williams. I'm an American citizen and I've been abandoned in Barcelona by my family. They've taken my passport. I have no way to get home. Stay calm, Miss Williams. Can you get to our office? Elena was already nodding. I take her. No problem. As Elena helped me gather my things, a terrible thought hit me. Why would Melissa and Jack do this? What were they planning back home while I was stranded here? Thomas from the embassy will help, Elena reassured me. And me? I help too. I nodded, but inside something shifted. The shock was wearing off. In its place, pure fury. Elena drove me to the American Embassy in her beat-up Fiat, navigating Barcelona's narrow streets like a Formula One racer. The embassy building stood tall and official, the American flag a strange comfort after the morning I'd had. I wait for you, Elena insisted. No arguments. At the front desk, a young woman took my information. 10 minutes later, a tall man with salt and pepper hair appeared. Miss Williams, I'm Thomas Reynolds, Citizen Services Officer. Let's get you sorted out. In his office, I explained everything while he took notes. This happens more than you'd think. Family disputes abroad can get messy. First things first, we need to get you emergency documentation. How long will that take? I need to get home immediately. We can expedite in cases like yours. 2 days, maybe 3. While filling out paperwork, Thomas let me use his office phone to make a call to the States. I dialed my neighbor Diane, the only number I knew by heart. 7? Oh my God, are you okay? Melissa told everyone you decided to stay in Spain indefinitely. What? That's absolutely not true. They abandoned me here with nothing, no passport, barely any money. Holy shit. That's not what they're telling people. Melissa came by yesterday collecting your mail, saying you fell in love with Barcelona and might not come back for months. She mentioned something about you meeting with real estate agents there. My stomach dropped. Real estate agents? Diane, I need you to check something for me. Can you look in my front window? Is my house normal? Hold on. The line went quiet for a minute. There's a for sale by owner sign in your yard, 7. It wasn't there yesterday. They're selling my house? Without my permission? My voice cracked. Thomas looked up, concerned. That's not all, Diane continued. Jack came by asking if I had a spare key to your house. Said you called and needed some documents from your office for property investments in Spain. I didn't give it to him. Something felt off. Thank God for your instincts. Diane, I need another favor. Can you call my bank? Just ask if there have been any attempts to access my accounts. Don't let them give info, just ask if there's been activity. After hanging up, Thomas helped me file police reports and document everything. By afternoon, I was physically and emotionally drained. Elena insisted I stay at her sister's vacant apartment until my documents were ready. You need affordable place. My sister's apartment empty this month. She visiting Portugal. At a cafe near the embassy, while waiting for Elena to finish her shift, an older American gentleman at the next table looked over. Forgive me for eavesdropping. Sounds like you're in quite a predicament. That's putting it mildly. Marcus Hamilton, retired attorney from Chicago. I specialized in family law and elder abuse cases. Elder abuse? I'm not that old. Financial exploitation by family members falls under that umbrella, regardless of age. Mind if I offer some advice? For the next hour, Marcus outlined exactly what I should do. Document everything. Contact financial institutions, freeze credit, file police reports both in Spain and the US. This isn't just family drama. What they're doing is criminal. Abandonment, identity theft, attempted fraud. Diane called back with worse news. Someone had tried accessing my retirement accounts using my social security number. They need passcodes. Those aren't in my house. They've been planning this, Marcus said grimly. That night, in Elena's sister's apartment, I made a decision. Thomas had mentioned it would take 3 days for emergency documentation. I can't wait that long. They're dismantling my life day by day. I called Marcus. How quickly can we arrange my flight home once I have documents? Leave that to me. I've got miles that need using. 3 days later, I was on a flight back to Boston with a temporary passport and a burning rage in my chest. Marcus had not only booked my ticket, but also upgraded me to business class using his miles. Don't post anything on social media. Element of surprise is your weapon, he'd advised before I boarded. Marcus would fly back to the States 2 days after me. He'd changed his vacation plans to help with my case. When I landed, Diane was waiting at the arrivals gate. Her eyes widened when she saw me. You look like you're ready to burn the world down. Just 2 people in particular. At Diane's house, I collapsed on her guest bed for 6 straight hours. When I woke up, she had news. I drove by your place. There's an open house scheduled for Saturday. Melissa and Jack have been there all day, moving things around. They can't legally sell without my signature. Unless they're forging documents. I also checked your mailbox. There's bank statements. Want me to open them? The statements showed multiple attempted withdrawals from my accounts, all denied due to incorrect passwords. Thank God I never wrote those down anywhere. There's something else. Jack's cousin, Rebecca, works at my salon. She mentioned Jack and Melissa have been talking about moving to Florida. Apparently, they've been house hunting online. With what money? Jack's accounting job barely covers their condo mortgage. Exactly. I called my insurance agent the next morning, pretending to be checking policy details. Mrs. Williams, I'm glad you called. Your daughter asked about changing beneficiaries on your life insurance policy last week. I told her you'd need to come in person. Life insurance? My policy worth $750,000. Did she say why? Something about you moving abroad permanently. I spent the day calling every financial institution I had accounts with. Each had similar stories. Melissa or Jack had called claiming power of attorney, trying to access my retirement funds, checking accounts, everything. Marcus arrived the following day, coming straight to Diane's from the airport. I've spoken with a colleague in Boston. We need to document everything systematically. We spread papers across Diane's dining table, bank statements, property records, recorded phone calls with financial institutions. What's your end goal here, Seven? Just stopping them? Or justice? Both. I want them to face consequences, legal and social. Marcus nodded. Then we need more than paper evidence. We need them to incriminate themselves. How? Two-party consent for recordings is tricky in Massachusetts. But if we set up a situation where they admit what they've done in front of witnesses... Diane snapped her fingers. A welcome home party. What? We'll throw you a surprise welcome home party, except you'll be the one doing the surprising. Invite friends, family, neighbors. Create a situation where Melissa and Jack have to explain themselves publicly. Marcus leaned forward. If they lie in front of everyone, you can reveal the truth with evidence. If they admit what they did, you'll have witnesses. I spent the next day gathering more evidence. Screenshots of the house listing they'd created, copies of forged documents they'd submitted to the realtor, recorded calls with my financial institutions. Now for the trap, I said, picking up Diane's phone. Let's invite them to my triumphant return. Diane typed a message to Melissa. Huge surprise. Your mom's coming home? Throwing welcome party Saturday 7 p.m. at my place? She's been asking about you. Don't tell her I told you. The reply came almost immediately. We'll be there. Can't wait to see Mom. Liars, Diane muttered. But they'll see me all right, I said, feeling the first genuine smile in days. Just not the way they expect. Saturday evening arrived. I waited in Diane's bedroom while 20 guests filled the living room. Neighbors, friends, even my banker. Everyone knew the plan except Melissa and Jack. The doorbell rang at 7:15. They're here, Diane whispered. Ready? I straightened my spine and grabbed my evidence folder. Ready. I heard their voices, dripping with false cheer. Thanks for doing this for Mom, Diane. When's her flight getting in? Actually, she's already here. I walked into the silent living room. Melissa's champagne glass froze midair. Jack's face went white. Mom, you're back already? Surprise. Bet you didn't expect to see me for months, if ever. Jack recovered first. We were so worried. Why didn't you call us? Worried. That's why you abandoned me in Barcelona without my passport or money. That's why you're selling my house and trying to access my accounts. The room fell silent. I don't know what you're talking about, Melissa laughed nervously. Mom's been having some confusion lately. I pulled documents from my folder. This is a police report from Barcelona. This is a statement from the American Embassy. These are records of 7 attempts to access my retirement accounts using my social security number. My financial advisor stepped forward. Mrs. Williams is correct. I have records of both of you attempting to liquidate her accounts by falsely claiming power of attorney. Melissa snapped. You don't understand. She was going to waste all that money anyway. The room gasped. Waste it? It's my money. You were always going to give it to us eventually. We just needed it now, for our dream home in Naples. Jack grabbed her arm. Stop talking. You never appreciated anything we did for you, always complaining since Dad died. We deserve that money after putting up with you. The police officer stepped forward. Mrs. Williams, do you want to press charges? Absolutely. What followed was swift justice. Jack lost his accounting job. Financial crimes don't mix well with that profession. Melissa faced charges for fraud, identity theft, and elder abandonment. Their condo went into foreclosure. 3 months later, Melissa called from her mother-in-law's house. Mom, please, we've lost everything. We need help. Like I needed help in Barcelona? I'm sorry, we were desperate. Can we just talk? We're talking right now, and I'm saying no. You made your choice. But I'm your daughter. Not anymore. I hung up and looked out at my garden, where Elena and Marcus were setting up dinner. Elena had flown in for a visit, and Marcus had become more than a legal advisor. You okay? Diane asked, joining me. Never better. I've learned who my real family is. In the end, I got more than revenge. I got clarity. The daughter I raised had shown her true colors, but I'd found genuine loyalty in unexpected places. My house was still mine. My money was secure. And my heart? Well, it was finally protected by boundaries that no one would cross again. What would you do if your own child betrayed you this severely? Would you completely cut them off like Seven did, or would you eventually consider forgiveness? Is blood truly thicker than water? Or are some actions simply unforgivable regardless of family ties? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had to cut someone toxic out of your life completely? What were the consequences of that decision? If you enjoyed this revenge story, please hit that like button so more people can find it. Subscribe to see more stories of justice served and boundaries enforced. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching.